There we go. We're putting on the headband. We are recording and we are live. Donnie, say hello to the wonderful viewers.
Hi!
Okay.
How are you
That's-
today, everyone?
Was quite aggressive. Hello, everybody.
Oh, no, not that one.
Not that one.
There we go. There we go. I got it all figured out on
Oh,
my
perfect.
end there.
It is
Yes.
5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful, fantastic day. Raven has come to say hello.
Fantastic, wonderful, fantastic day.
It was good.
I hope everybody's hyped for this episode, as I am.
Oh, we got the notification. There we go. Stop it! Everything's going crazy. All right, so this is like more so your topic for Assassin's Creed. So I will pass the torch over to you to start this off.
So, like Assassin's Creed, right? One of my favorite subjects, or rather franchises, other than Star Wars, I'd have to say. Just from the story on, right? You know, after the Varagorn with the rate of 5. I'm sorry to interrupt the podcast, but ayo, welcome in everybody. We're doing the podcast episode 3. Today's topic is Assassin's Creed. So as I was saying, it is my favorite franchise, of course, besides Star Wars. I love the story behind it, and as I'm playing through the first one, for the first time all the way through on my YouTube, it's been wild, bro. It has been wild. Have you, I guess we'll start off with that, is like, where did your Assassin's Creed journey start?
Oh, the first one. I remember when the first one came out,
one.
and I got it from the stores. I wasn't allowed to play it at the time, because I was but a youngin. But yeah, I got it, and it was fantastic. It was, for me, looking back, it's not as good. But that's comparing to Assassin's Creed 2.
What up, Don? Nothing much there. We're just doing the podcast, talking about Assassin's Creed. You know, it's interesting because, as I'd mentioned prior, this is the first time I've ever played Assassin's Creed 1. I played a couple of bits and pieces over at my cousin's on the OG PS3.
Okay.
But I had originally, like, full-heartedly played Assassin's Creed on my own on Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh.
Yeah, I was a late bloomer, but
Very late.
I still got love for the series.
Have you played every single one, or did you kind of like play the third one and now you're playing the first one and kind of like played the newer ones as well?
Right, yeah. So the ones that I've played as it stands are Assassin's Creed Revelations, Assassin's Creed 2.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had Revelations because I thought that was the second one. Unbeknownst to me, is the second
it's
one
literally part 2 of the second one.
So I messed that one up. I didn't complete the game, I don't think, on Revelations. So the only games I've completed through and through, I think, are Black Flag and 3. I think that's a lie. I finished Origins and Odyssey as well.
Okay. See, Odyssey I couldn't get into.
Really?
For me, I love Greek mythology, and I feel like they really butchered it in Odyssey.
You're not wrong.
They really did not make the character likable. Hated the character. I don't know if it was just maybe I should try the game over and play the girl character, because her voice acting seemed a lot better.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that because I had tried Alexios after I beat it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I deleted that save and went back to Cassandra, bro, because there was no way in hell.
It was so
I don't know
painful.
Who the hell they hired. It was yeah. Credits to the voice actor.
Oh yeah,
it was just not your role, unfortunately.
And sometimes that's just the thing. Unfortunately, he just didn't really have. It wasn't him.
He tried to like force himself onto the role. I feel like, you know what I mean. And then Cassandra kind of flowed into it. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, this is weird.
It seems like the female characters are kind of their focus. Because like when I saw the trailer for Valhalla and it was showing the DLC, it showed the girl Ivar.
Female.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Because then they brought Cassandra back.
Welcome in, Seth. How you doing?
Seth.
I
Hello.
definitely agree with that. As a, of course, lover of mythology as well, I really think that they not necessarily confused me, but I had to like definitely like cross-reference some things from the game, and I was like, this is not it. But you know, as they say in every Assassin's Creed game, that they're made from a fictitious base, you know, and just it's a whole story in itself, and it's not meant to stick to anything per se.
Right. Yeah.
So
what would you say
that's one of the things that I like, though.
This is my favorite question for all of our podcasts. What is your top 5 favorite? I will say that for every single podcast that we do is what is your top 5 favorite of said subject?
Gangster, bro. I love that. Especially because I honestly really only have 5 favorites for Assassin's Creed, so it's not even that hard. I think the hardest part of that would be putting which one of them at the top.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to get the order of them. And I think, would you first, before we do them, would you classify Brotherhood and Revelations as Assassin's Creed 2? Because technically they kind of are.
Yeah, because Revelations is just that, you know, the revelations of the second one before you go into Brotherhood.
Nope.
So that's technically
Brotherhood and then Revelations.
Damn it. Okay. You're right. Okay. So Revelations has to be like everything in between the second Brotherhood. Yeah. That's what Revelations has to do with, right?
So the timeline for Revelations, or for Assassin's Creed 2, it goes Assassin's Creed 2 is the younger and origin years of Ezio Auditore de Firenze. I have to throw his full name in there. Yes. Respect to the GOAT. And then it goes to Brotherhood when it's more on his I'd say his 30s, like his adult life.
Thank you for the follow, Emma. I appreciate that.
And then once it hits to Revelations, he's probably hitting 40s to 50s in terms of age. And that's kind of,
he was really old in Revelations when he meets Leonardo da Vinci.
Nope, Da Vinci was in the second game. He met him as a kid.
Sure.
Yep. Wait. Yeah.
No, because I very distinctively remember. Oh,
he was in the second
you're right.
one.
I'm confusing the second one because I played Revelations at a weird time in my life. That is honestly my bad. See, Revelations is just a weird story, man. It's kind of like, it's not necessarily like the side scroller Assassin's Creed, but it's like, it's a saga. I want to say is
I didn't even know there were a side scroller. I guess there was the China one.
Yeah, the Chronicles, Assassin's Creed Chronicles. There were a couple of those actually. I think there was one made for India, a couple other countries, if I'm not mistaken.
I think.
Sure. Yeah,
no, there was an India one, because then they're doing a new one that's set in Edo, Japan, and I believe they are doing another. Yeah, they are doing another Chinese one. And the new one, Mirage. I believe that's Persia. Not Persia. It's like relatively in that area, I think.
Mirage goes back to Baghdad.
It's in Baghdad.
What would be modern day Baghdad? Yeah. So we're going. This is what I love, right? And we kind of veered off of the top 5 subject. So let's get back to the top 5s before we go into Mirage.
Yeah, we really just bridged into that.
I really want to. Mirage, bro. It's almost here. All right. Okay. So top 5 for me, I'd have to say it at the 5 place would be, I'd say Origins.
For 5?
Origins, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's weird for me saying that because I actually really enjoy the RPG mechanics. But upon playing the first Assassin's Creed, and how, if I'm not mistaken, there's no difficulty setting, it goes hard. I kind of miss that. And the whole leveling system, you know what I mean? That was kind of weird. But it's in my top 5 favorites because Egypt, bro.
That's true.
Oh,
The environment of that was really cool. I did enjoy
really
Origins.
gangster. And then like at certain point when they just like a year or two in, they started those events, those boss fights that you go find in the desert, the fragments and the animus.
Yep.
That was sick, and it made me rage every morning before I had to go to work.
Oh, my camera's
So there's
getting out
top
of
5 for
focus.
me. Gotta turn off the autofocus, man.
Right?
Just fucking.
Yeah. Oh god, it's still bad. Look at that.
Technical difficulties, man. Gotta love it.
Whatever. It'll focus itself later. Hello. I just look so sophisticated and fancy there.
Hello there.
Hello. Welcome.
Oh man.
Okay, so number 4.
Number 4. That's kind of hard. It's between Odyssey and Valhalla for me. I'm gonna kind of stick those in between each other if I can very sneakily do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're very similar, and that's just it though. They're very similar. It's not anything very different. They're good. They're good, bro. They're good.
Okay.
My top three, right? I would say Assassin's Creed 1, because that is just it's the story and how you get to see Altair develop as a person and begin to think as an independent thinker, which you're already supposed to be doing as an assassin, but to be like further expanding on that and questioning on if the assassins are like, you know what I mean, the good or the bad, or what the perspective really is, you know, kind of like a foreshadow to Rogue, you know, that there is assassins who kind of go fucking AWOL.
I totally forgot that Rogue was even existed. To be honest,
don't ever forget about Shay Cormac, mate. Don't ever forget about Shay Cormac.
Here, let me try it.
Yeah.
There we go. Look at that. It's all focused and everything. All you had to do was turn it off and turn it back on. Typical IT support.
Yeah, I was about to say, if turning it on and off doesn't work, then you just gotta unplug it and plug that bitch in.
Yeah. All right, so now we're at number 2.
Number 2 would be Black Flag. Black Flag, hands down. It's not my favorite because my favorite is Assassin's Creed 3. I am standing on that. No arguments.
Your list is very interesting.
My list is my list, and the list is in.
I approve and I also disapprove at the same time.
I know the only reason you disapprove is because of Valhalla and Odyssey being tied for.
Yeah. Okay, so my top 5, I would say number 1, Assassin's Creed 2. And I'm just gonna say Assassin's Creed 2 as a whole.
Revelations and Brotherhood, all that. The saga.
The whole Ezio story.
Gotcha. Makes sense. I got you.
Number 2, I would say Assassin's Creed 3. I loved that the Civil War aspect and Connor and him being the son of a Templar. Spoiler alert. You haven't already played it by now.
It is 10 years old.
Yeah.
Play it. It's on PS4 Pro. It's remastered for the Switch. It's on Steam. Buy it anywhere.
Yeah. So number 1, Assassin's Creed 2, whole thing. Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed 4.
3, okay, wise choice.
Number 4 would I would say would be original Assassin's Creed.
Nice.
And then Valhalla, because I love Vikings. Vikings are freaking awesome.
And bro, let's just kind of put like a pinpoint on the dismemberment that they added into the game.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. Notice how all of my favorites are from the early days of Assassin's Creed. Do you know why? Can you guess why?
You like the original combat play.
That is exactly it.
Style.
I hate the RPG aspect of Assassin's Creed. After Assassin's Creed 4. Yeah, after Assassin's Creed
4 kind of veered into it, and then Origins was like the first true like RPG aspect of the game.
But the second they added that, they lost their title of an Assassin's Creed game. Because like the whole point was you were literally an assassin. You could climb up at the top of a building and then like air assassinate a dude or something. And now it's like
Sorry, no. Keep going.
I was gonna say you try and assassinate somebody, and it's like, oh, sorry, they're high level. You can't touch them. You could like poke them, and then they're gonna get really pissed off and lay hammering on you. And then unless you're higher level, and then they started to focus more on like you needed to be this level before you can even do a story mission. And for me, that just bothered me. I was in Assassin's Creed for the story. I didn't really like care so much for there to be side quests, like
weapons, gear, whatnot.
Yeah, like it's a cool aspect. I feel like they need to bring the combat. Like I hope for Mirage they bring the combat system back of the old games, but keep the RPG aspect, because you don't need to have both. The combat was so perfect. Everybody loved it. For all like the amount of videos I would see, Zerg, Assassin's Creed fell with Valhalla. Yes. Well, no, I think it fell with Odyssey. That's where
Odyssey
really.
I was about to say Origins still had that aspect, and I thought it was super sick that Bayek, a former Medjay, betrayed by his fucking pharaoh. That was a great story. And then you throw in Cassandra, who they'd found a broken spear of, supposedly this new protagonist that they added, Layla Hassan, who's an archaeologist working for Abstergo. It just Odyssey. Yes.
So Zerg said Odyssey was the best in their opinion.
I love Odyssey. I love Odyssey, but it's not an Assassin's Creed in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's like
the title
like
Assassin's Creed.
It's Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, the title Assassin's Creed ended with Connor in Assassin's Creed 3, because a lot of fans of Assassin's Creed series will call for Pirate Creed ship warfare.
Sea of Thieves, Assassin's Creed.
because like, okay, the ship battle was fantastic. I loved it.
Great.
In was it Black Flag? That's the word I'm trying to figure out.
The naval battles were just awesome.
It was fantastic.
The whole pirate aspect was
but
great,
you were not an assassin in that game. No. You were a pirate
who's dressed up as an assassin.
Yeah, you pretend you're an assassin, and then you're like, oh, let me see what the Templars are doing, and then you're just like, nah, I'm just gonna play neutral. Like I'm kind of a Templar, I'm kind of an assassin, but I'm just gonna like go that little line in between.
It's no goddamn wonder that his son ended up being a Templar.
Right?
Just saying.
And then his grandson becoming an assassin.
And Shay, I don't think Shay was related to Edward, but he, interestingly enough, went along the same timeline as Black Flag.
Wasn't he also a Templar though?
Shay?
Yeah.
Shay was an assassin turned Templar at the very exact same time that Edward took his journey.
Okay.
Super crazy little interlooping of a story there. That's why it released at the same time as Unity, because they were like, it's kind of a side story.
Some two underdogs. Let's see. As Rick says, poured so many hours into Black Flag. Same here, honestly. But two underdogs of the Assassin's Creed series, I would say, is Assassin's Creed Liberation. Came out the same time as Assassin's Creed 3. And that was more in like New Orleans, I think it was. And it came out on the PS Vita. And I was surprised at how good that was. I wouldn't say Syndicate. I loved the vibe of Syndicate. Could not get attached to the story. I stopped playing it. But the other one, yeah. But the other underdog I was going to say is Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry.
Yes. I have yet to really play that side story yet, but
I think his name was Adewale or something. Yeah.
Yes.
His big ass sword was so cool.
He's by far the best sidekick in the Assassin's Creed series, honestly.
Yeah. Also showing 100%. some love to that side of culture. It's very much appreciative. I made it so hard on me by working backwards in my second playthrough backwards. That's
they had a lot of cultural differences in just that little storyline. Like you said, they had Assassin's Creed 3 released at the same time as Liberation.
Yeah.
And if you had I think it's Assassin's Creed 3 on the PlayStation 3, or like at some point they released a DLC for it where you could play as Adeline, who partners up with Connor actually up in Canada or
Yep.
somewhere in the 13 colonies, and um just kind of rock their shit.
I
It's
believe
super
he's
cool side
actually
story.
in the main game as well of Liberation, and that
That's
the
super dope.
DLC was Connor. I think it was. I don't remember. It might have been Connor's perspective of that
no,
scene.
it was from Adeline's. It was from Adeline's, but you get to like Connor sends you a note or something asking you for his help as he's occupied with the revolution and the ending of Assassin's Creed 3 essentially.
Okay, because I remember there was some kind of weird
Oh.
tie-in between the two games. Because I'm pretty sure he did appear in the base game of Liberation before they did a DLC for it.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
like that. Well,
you're making
with
me want to
Mirage
play
coming
Black
out,
Flag.
though.
Good. That is the meaning of this. You got to get
100%.
everybody all hyped up for games that have just kind of faded off into and like the background of their bookcase.
Yes, definitely check up on those backlogs, you guys.
Yeah.
400 some odd games in mine alone, so
I don't even want to look at how many games I have. Like I there's between the PlayStation and Xbox, it's a lot.
Steam. Oh my god. Yeah. So with the talks of getting hyped for new games and whatnot, what are your expectations for Mirage? I know we kind of touched on like you hope they return to the old gameplay mechanics or like combat at least.
Yeah. Definitely the combat with the counter button. That was probably one of my favorite things in they amplified it more in Brotherhood, where like you counter and then you kind of move your analog stick to the next side and you could trail that counter into another enemy and one tap them.
The chain attacks in that game were insane. You could just speed run like truthfully.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I want them to focus more on the story. I don't want them to focus too much on like their RPG aspect. And like I know they're gonna still do it. They're gonna do a bunch of side quests. I just hope that you don't have to be a certain level to do the main story. I feel like the main story needs to be more of a linear thing,
more fleshed out.
Yeah,
you don't have to like go out and search out other things to level up
and make it more straightforward. Like I found with Valhalla, I'm still roaming around trying to upgrade my settlement, and like I finished the Sons of Ragnar quest, and then I was going to do another one, and then all of a sudden their event quests intertwined and made me lose track of where I was. Because for me, I play multiple games like at the same time. I don't really focus on one for such a long time, except for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. But when I came back into Valhalla, I'm like, what's going on? There's this Easter event or a Christmas event, and then I'm still trying to figure out, okay, what was my main story? And so I haven't even touched Valhalla in such a while. When I go into it, I'm basically just raiding around until I get bored.
Yeah. They definitely, I feel like replayability needs to be brought back 100%.
Yeah.
So I can go back, like I'm sure any of the people watching here too can say this as well. So you can go back and play your favorite Assassin's Creed, whether it be the third one, first one, the fucking Ezio trilogy, like you were saying, Black Flag, you know, all of those, in my opinion, are 100% replayable up until, you know, the Kenway timeline dies down. Even Syndicate, I found Syndicate to be really enjoyable from a different perspective, though. You know, it's not an Assassin's Creed game,
right? And like I enjoyed Syndicate. I will admit that Syndicate was a lot of fun.
The steampunk aspect, that was great.
It was cool. I loved the cane sword. That thing was that was my weapon of choice. It was so cool.
I would mess with the kukri and I would just run around.
Oh, those are good too.
People with the bullets.
Yeah. So we're just saying we need to go, and that they would like them to go back to the 3 and 4 era. I feel like we're all on the same page with that.
Oh yeah. And that's why it's so exciting with Mirage, though, is they're going back to the roots. I don't know if anybody has played Valhalla or anything, but essentially in the beginning of this story, it's not too much of a spoiler, so I hope this is accepted. There's an assassin by the name of Basim. You
Yep.
meet him, or rather your brother of Ivor's brother meets him, and they're in cahoots, you know. They his brother realizes what the assassins are trying to do, you know, and he's more interested in like the great treasure that Basim keeps talking about, which is, of course, you know, as we all know, the observatory, apple pieces of Eden, so on and so forth. Um, so that's how that timeline begins. But that now we're going back to where Basim and how his story began in Baghdad, apparently. Um, so that it not only has me excited because we've already heard a lot of um, rumors and hearsay that they're going to the original roots. You know what I mean? Like you said, I could still expect, you know, the side quest, collectibles, everything
Yeah.
like that. That's still a part of Assassin's Creed. Upon playing the first one back, there wasn't too many side things to do. There was just like being a vigilante, essentially, you know,
Yeah, and
saving the
it was
citizens.
very it was free roam, but it was very much linear. Assassin's
Oh
Creed.
yeah, they wouldn't let you necessarily go to a part. You still had the DNA block prohibiting you to go to a
Yeah.
certain part of the city until you play the whole fucking game again. So,
Like,
so
and I was saying, pre-order Valhalla and regretted it in the past 2 hours. Yep. Um, with Valhalla and like also with Mirage, since we're talking about that too, I hope they don't do another Asgard story kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Where you have Ivor's story, and then all of a sudden you're playing in Asgard. I feel like that was completely unnecessary. Like, you
it was
don't.
unnecessary, but still cool to see. I
Oh
do
yeah,
like. I feel like there's a place for those things. If they didn't tie it to the original story, they should make it
but
not necessarily a DLC, but I would be okay with it being like a $15-$20 DLC, especially
yeah,
with the size of Asgard and like the DLCs in Odyssey. I hadn't played too many of those, but those were really cool, and they didn't necessarily tie into the main story per se. Besides with Atlantis, spoiler.
yeah. Like, I feel
Mhm.
like that just would have been a better move instead of implementing it in the base game. Like, 100%, I agree with you. It should have been a DLC.
The same thing as Freedom Cry. You know, it's not like you get to switch between Adewale and Edward in that game. You
Right.
know, you play through Edward's story, and then if you wanted to, it's optional. You play through Adewale's story.
Exactly.
Um, I think they should have done that. I think it would have worked. And if history has shown anything, people will pay for that type of thing if it's done properly, if it's done correctly. You know, and it's super cool that they still tried to implement it and have that kind of free expansion, but it doesn't fit, like you were saying. You
Yeah.
know, all of a sudden you're fighting in Asgard and you're a fucking Avenger. I don't, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Like,
You're just flying off
I had
50-foot building,
yeah, like
and you can just kill everyone.
the second I got in there, I played through a number of Asgard missions, and then I was like, okay, how the hell do I get out of here? And I figured it out. I'm like, all right, I'm not going back. And like the Odyssey DLC, I haven't even tried it because, quite frankly, I played maybe, I want to say maybe 5 hours of Odyssey, just
Since you
adding
like
in that.
mythology so much, that is the only reason I'd say tackle it, bro. Go after it. I
Okay,
purchased let me nerd out real quick.
because like
What
I
was it?
have all of the Assassin's Creeds. I bought the bundle. It came with Valhalla, the PS5 version, and then it came with all the PS4 versions of Odyssey, Origins, um, yeah, those ones. I was thinking it was gonna be a lot more than that.
Oh my god, it's so hard to take out. Okay, I finally got it. Sorry about that.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Yes, I collect the Steelbook editions of Assassin's Creed. I have Origins, Odyssey, as well as Valhalla.
Did they
However, my
they did
homie
a
has
Valhalla
Valhalla.
one?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
100%.
I didn't know that.
It looks super sick. My friend has it right now, so I can't unfortunately showcase it. But of course, with Mirage coming out, I definitely pre-ordered my collector's edition. So
Nice.
you can already bet that I'll have all of the DLC if they have any for Mirage, the Steelbook edition, the statuette that it comes with. I'm hyped. I'm
Another not about Mirage, but I guess kind of. It's kind of like a feature I want in Mirage, or at least a future Assassin's Creed game, maybe Code Red or Project Red.
Project Red. See, and that's like I wanted to
like
touch up on that a little bit too, because like you said, it's supposed to release for it's supposed to be like another side scroller. But
I don't think it actually is.
supposedly, I was about to say, supposedly, it's supposed to be an actual full-fledged game to the Assassin's Creed franchise set in Japan, which has me so hyped.
With that one, I hope, because for me, I loved Unity. I know a lot of people were like iffy on it. They either hated it or they loved it. I loved Unity. Story was decent. I wouldn't say it was great, but the multiplayer was fantastic. The amount of times
it was the parkour was great too.
Parkour was way better than any of the Assassin's Creed put together.
Wow.
They did
even the newer ones?
Even the newer ones.
Because I like the newer ones. Okay.
Thing is, what I liked about or not Odyssey, Unity's parkouring, when you're running up, remember where there was the hold the trigger, press A or X, whatever it was. Circle was to go descend. So instead of just always having that one sprint button and free run, it was X or A was going to be up, and then circle or B was going to be down. And so it was easier to kind of like have your movements nice and like smooth, as opposed to any of the other games. I also feel like you can't run as fast in Odyssey, Origins, and Valhalla. I feel like you're just kind of like a running like tank in like World of Warcraft.
You're just Naruto running everywhere. All right.
Japan was a stretch depending on the era. I think it'd be pretty good. I think there's a lot that happens in Japan.
There is a lot,
like a lot of historical events.
Japan.
Yeah. And which
Ghost
I
of
think
Tsushima, that touched on that. Sekiro dies twice.
Fantastic.
There are a lot of Nioh 2, there's a lot of good Japanese or samurai oriented stealth like games that have done wonderful in the past. And I have honestly been waiting for Assassin's Creed / Ubisoft to do fucking something about it. To be a competitor against Ghost of Tsushima. I've died 1,000 times on that game, bro.
They can't compete to Ghost of Tsushima.
They can't, but I want them to.
That's true. They will get demolished because you know what's going to happen. It's going to get close to being better than Ghost of Tsushima, and then was it Sucker Punch? I think made it. They're going to be like, we should do a second game.
There's already rumors to be a second one. Just saying.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen it. I'm really really happy about it because that game was so good.
I need to get back into that series. I do apologize for anyone to see me torture myself again.
But
oh man,
I don't know.
So no, go ahead.
No, go. I was just reading my chat. Zerx just said I think Japan is much of a stretch for me.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know. I personally, I've always loved the Deadliest Warrior, right? That show is sick. And one of the things that like always like interests me or grabs in my mind in a show like that or a franchise like Assassin's Creed is going back in a simulation kind of base, right? To see kind of like a what if scenario, or that's essentially what video games are in general, or any type of entertainment, is to kind of get lost in reality. So to go back into a very aesthetically pleasing setting of Japan, whether it be when they're rising up, detaching themselves from the samurai, the whole ninja uprising. I could see that happen where a ninja assassin turned assassin, there's a lot of opportunities there. I don't know too much about Japanese history per se, other than what I've looked up on like Ghost of Tsushima, which is an actual event. I
Yep.
did look that up.
I remember hearing about that one.
The Mongols invaded the island of Tsushima back in the 12th century. Whole tsunami wiped out the fleet. I mean, what luck. That happened twice.
Yeah. One thing I hope if they do, like when they do the Japan game, I want voice actors in Japanese.
Yes, Ghost of Tsushima. So that's one of the things that I do on Tsushima. The English voice actors sound weird to me.
I didn't mind it. I played through it on
Japanese
English
style.
first.
Oh, really?
And then second playthrough, I went through Japan or Japanese.
Japanese dialogue stays on for me. The Kurosawa mode was a little bit of an add-on to torture myself more. But it still looks good, honestly, in the black and white mode. I really prefer it like that.
Do you know your history? Why did the Mongol ships sink? I think you already said that. It was because of the tsunami.
It was because of the tsunami, but I don't know if you're...
Unless there's some technical difficulties about the ships.
I was about to say, I don't know if you're pertaining to the design of the ships or not, which is understandable. If you'd played through
ship design.
Tsushima, yeah.
It was made of clay.
That would explain it, you know.
But
what can you expect? It's 12th century, 12th century history. Didn't have anything perfect.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of history when it comes to all that culture and stuff. I just know video games.
Speaking of history, though, and of course Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
What would your top 3 like history top be or timelines that you would want to see implemented into an Assassin's Creed series or something along those lines? You know, we've already touched on Industrial Revolution within England, you know, London and Syndicate, the Revolutionary War in 3, the Caribbean pirates, if you will, from 4. What would you like to see from Assassin's Creed?
Oh, that's a hard one.
It is.
Because like I said, I'm not good with history. Honestly, I don't even know. I kind of want to see a modern day like story with the assassins.
Okay.
But I also want to see more on the Civil War. I feel like if they did another Assassin's Creed game kind of about another assassin during the Civil War period.
During the Civil War, that'd be pretty cool.
Because like Connor, he was on one side of things. I kind of want to see what happened after Connor. Or even before Connor.
Are you talking about the Revolutionary War or the Civil War?
I don't know.
So Revolutionary War is what we had seen in 3. We haven't seen anything about that era, like the Civil War era, or anything based in the United States since then. So I think a Civil War idea would be really cool, like the Battle of Gettysburg, you know, that kind of those along the lines.
Yeah, because like it's hard with Assassin's Creed because it's all like swords and hidden blades. So if you do present day, you can't really also do that because everyone's just going to have a gun and they're going to point it at you and be like, all right, bang, there's a dead assassin.
Hitman's a thing, man.
Yeah, but Assassin's Creed and Hitman is completely different.
No, I know. That's why I don't think they're going to do a modern day one, though.
Yeah, they hinted at it, like they did a decent job with Desmond, which that is also a trigger for me. I hated that they just like they had Desmond's story and then they just kind of threw it out the window. I'm like, yeah, he's dead.
Well, in my opinion, I think that they were trying to kill the series and go to another route. That's all speculation, you know what I mean, or my opinion.
Right.
What I think they should have done, if that was their original plan, was, you know, obviously after the events of Assassin's Creed 3, go off into another kind of franchise, not even called Assassin's Creed, you know, made by the same company, kind of have the same Abstergo linear story, you know, so it's kind of tied into Assassin's Creed universe, but it's not called Assassin's Creed. And then they can really open up the opportunities for going back in time, setting up, the Assassin's Creed versus Templar, or like good versus evil, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, because they've definitely forgot about the Templars in the other
Well,
Assassin's
it's
Creeds.
not even necessarily that. I would say whoever the antagonist is within that game is just labeled a Templar, and it's like, oh, okay, well, it's nothing like Assassin's Creed 1, where you're literally like in the Third Crusade fighting the Knights of Templar, Knights of Hospitalier,
Yeah,
the Teutonic Order, like real things that actually existed, bro. Like you can look these things up and they are real. You know what I mean? These not necessarily the events, but these groups of people. The civilizations that they focused on.
yeah.
Bring it back.
Trying to think what other eras they could do. Like I honestly think there isn't that many other eras they could really do, other than kind of doing one they've done but slightly different.
I'm gonna history nerd out quick.
Yeah, go for it.
French Indian War. I think the
French
French
Indian?
Indian War, yes, because it's essentially the war that um it kind of, it doesn't necessarily lead to the Revolutionary War, but is definitely a major turning point for like the French versus British
British.
the French versus British history. It's very interesting to learn about the French in India,
Okay.
and the 7-Year War. Those kinds of just like little historical events. That have taken place. They can definitely touch on that and make a game out of it. I'm not necessarily saying that they should, but they could. Much like Assassin's Creed 3. I think that's why I want to see something from that era, is because uh the third one just holds a dear place in my heart.
So Rick was saying something about the Pacific Pirates as a potential.
That could be super cool. You could go around um the pirate lore, Blackbeard, obviously, the more famous pirates of timelines, or stories passed on. I don't really know too much about pirate folklore or anything other than like Blackbeard, the most famous pirate ever to exist.
Yeah.
But I think that would be super cool. They can touch on uh there's always conflict within the British and Indian um not uprising, but like the Indian revolt to the British. That would be super cool to see.
Like native. Sorry, are you saying native Indians?
No. In Eastern Asia, sorry.
Okay.
Eastern Asia. It was during the times of the Eastern Asian trading. Sorry.
Oh, English is
Very,
hard. It's okay.
it is. It is. It's kind of like what you see in Pirates of the Caribbean and just in Assassin's Creed 4 in general. How there's different, quite literal empires just kind of fighting for the world. And India was under the control of Britain for a very long time, and won their independence, I believe, in the 18th century, 17th, something like that, bro. It was uh, it's a very interesting story that they could definitely make a game out of. I would say that one would be more believable and 100% acceptable, uh, rather than the French Indian War or 7 Years War.
I like this suggestion here that I see in the comments. The rise of the Roman Empire. I feel like that would be really cool. Because, like, we didn't see that at all. We saw Italy, we saw a little bit of some Romans, but it was more so Greek and Italians. So the rise of the Roman
really like
Empire would be really cool.
That'd be super sick.
That's a good suggestion. I like that one.
Because in Odyssey, you really see Odyssey goes before Origins. it goes along the same lines or same timeline as Valhalla, if I'm not mistaken.
I think the other way
which is,
around.
like,
I think Origin is the same as.
Origins takes place in 49 BC,
Really
49 AD. Oh yeah, yeah. Valhalla as well as Odyssey take place way before Origins,
interesting.
which is stupid.
Yeah,
if you think about it,
that's
too.
really weird.
Because Origin was supposed to be the origin story of
And if
Assassin's Creed.
was the guy from Valhalla, I forgot his name, started with a B.
Basim.
Yeah. So how is he an assassin? How does he have assassin robes? If Bayek is supposed to be the founder of the Assassin Order.
I wasn't trying to find plot holes, but looks like we found one.
Right? And like, especially with Mirage. So now Mirage is like not the origin.
I gotta fact check myself too, because I gotta see if this is right. Because like, now that I'm thinking about it, that is
The big plot hole.
how the fuck did we not notice that when we were talking about it? What? When does Valhalla take? No.
He's like, you sure? Because the pyramids in the state they're in, and Origins is around 10,000 BC. That's what they say.
No.
All the fast typing. Oh, goodness.
I type fast. Yeah, no, it took place in 49, 43 BC, which if you go through BC, it goes backwards.
Okay.
AC Valhalla takes place in 800 AD, and Odyssey takes place in, I believe, 400, something like that. So Valhalla does take place after Origin. So let me see when Odyssey takes place. So Basim, that storyline is at least chronological, you know.
That's good.
Yeah.
You're ready
Odyssey,
to send a letter.
I was just Ubisoft. What the? So Odyssey takes place in 400 BC, around then, which explains why you're not necessarily an assassin, but more rather just a demigod superhero.
Yeah. That's great. Because like, let's just forget about the name of the game.
I had to look that up quick. Sorry. I really think that they could do like the uprising of the Roman Empire, especially because it would still be it would still kind of be linear to the story that they've set out in Origins. So in Origins, you see Cleopatra, Marcus Aurelius, huge historical characters that are around the time of the Roman Empire and their beginning. Not even necessarily the beginning. I would say this is a couple of centuries into their expansion campaign. They've already been through a lot as a country or faction at that point in history. Sorry, I'm a nerd. I am a full 100% nerd.
I'm just enjoying this
on history. I will like go down a deep rabbit hole, even if I have to go on to Google to do that. I just woo.
Zerk said, look up when Cleopatra lived.
Got you.
Because she's an ad person.
Well, not that.
Oh, or ad or AD. But yeah, no, honestly, I'm like looking at all this and like you talking about this. I'm like, this is gonna literally be you. Like, I'm gonna be you when we get to the anime topic.
Yeah, because I'll just kind of be sitting there like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, don't worry. We have discussions after this podcast. So
So Cleopatra was born in 70/69 BCE and died in 30 BCE.
Spoilers. Interesting.
Yep.
Very interesting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't think what other Assassin's Creed games there were. There were Bloodlines. That was a PSP Assassin's Creed. That was a continuation of
That's one of the
Altair, I
side
think.
scrollers.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. That was with Altair.
Okay.
Um,
I never played that one.
I saw it. I don't think I have ever played it. I may have played it, but not a lot.
Okay. I see they came out with an Assassin's Creed movie, and that was kind of like more along the lines of modern day Assassin adaptation.
As a movie, it was good. As an
I was gonna
Assassin's
say
Creed movie, no.
no. Understandable. I'd say my opinion is the same. I liked the movie, but the whole time I was like, this is Assassin's Creed.
I forget that I have it sometimes. Like I'll look at through all my DVDs and shit, and I'll be like, oh, right, there was Assassin's Creed movie, and I bought it. When was this?
When was this? I think it came out in 2015.
I think so.
Almost a decade ago already.
It feels really weird. I'm pretty sure that's when I finished college.
Assassin's Creed 1, fun fact, was added onto Steam in 2007 or 2006. Something like that.
Really?
So, it is almost a 20-year-old game.
Wait. I'm fact searching this.
Because it came out. It came out when PS3 came out. It was like one of the first games that came with it, and the original PS3 released in like 2006.
All right,
It's hard being old, man.
It really
Lose track
is.
of time and shit.
It really is hard being old. It hurts. Let's see. 2007. Wow. Then 2008 for the second game. Or sorry, 2009 for the second game, and then they're like, "Yo, 2009, 2010, 2011. There's Ezio's whole trilogy."
And then the third one came out in 2012. I remember that very distinctively because it came
right.
out
They were very
Black Ops
yearly.
2 came out. Yep.
And then Unity came out the same time as Rogue.
Yeah, it was only very recently that they went to a 2-year production or 3-year production model because there was a lot of scrutiny with Syndicate as well as Unity on release that it was just a broken, buggy game. The same scrutiny as any other fucking game that releases nowadays, which is near horror there.
So I have their apparently this is a chronological order list that's already been done. So it's Odyssey from 431 BC to 422 BC, ancient Greece.
Then Origins.
Yep. Then Origins. Nope. Origins 49 BC to 44 BC, ancient Egypt, and then it'll be Mirage. 861 to be TBA. Baghdad. And then it is Valhalla. 872 to 878, England and Norway. Assassin's Creed 1, 1191 on the Holy Land of Acre, Damascus.
Third Crusade.
Yep, Damascus and Jerusalem. Okay, so that was just my stream elements talking. Then we've got Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, ranging from 1476 all the way up to 1512.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And then we
follow his whole story.
Yeah, it was gonna show. It has 2 Brotherhood and Revelations, so I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna say the beginning of 2, and then end of Revelations. Then it's Black Flag, then Rogue, and then Assassin's Creed 3, and then Unity. So Unity is the one game. I don't see Syndicate. Oh, there we go. There it is. I just had to scroll down a little bit. Syndicate. So Syndicate is the most recent one. Then it goes to Unity in terms of timing. Unity was 1789 to 1794, and then Syndicate was 1868. Yeah,
that's kind of nutty, actually.
It's crazy. There's a lot of Assassin's Creed games.
Oh yeah, that I can't wait for next one, for more to come out.
It's
I
on.
just really wish that they would like branched off.
It's
Got away from
honestly
it when they
so
could.
funny that the quality of their games dropped when they started taking their time making the game.
Yeah.
Because like I don't remember it being like this, but now looking back, I'm like, wow, they were pumping out games like every single year,
They're
and they
competing
were
with
good.
God. Mm-hmm.
And like, and then all of a sudden, I think where did they stop? Origins. They took a 2-year gap between 2015 and then 2017 when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
DLC of Syndicate. It didn't show on the list for the DLC.
The World War II DLC or World War One DLC for Syndicate is definitely a must play. That is
World War
sick.
One.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The only one I saw that
It's
was kind of interesting was the Jack the Ripper.
no, there's a World War One DLC.
Maybe I will take a look at that.
It's fire. They're I feel like what was I gonna say? Damn. I lost it right as I was gonna start it. No. No.
They're saying you play as the sister's daughter. Was it Eva
No.
Frey or granddaughter?
No.
That wasn't it. That wasn't it.
No.
Why you look so sad?
Because I forgot.
You look like somebody just like popped your balloon or like took your chocolate bar away from you.
They did. Yeah, they popped my think bubble.
But
I don't know, man.
that's okay. Plays the offspring of Eva Frey. Okay, cool. Sorry, just read in the chat.
You good? You good?
Yeah. Do you have anything else really to go for it, or shall we end this third episode?
All I'm really gonna say is I love Assassin's Creed. It's my favorite subject.
Yep.
And
this was your day.
They've done some weird things, They've done some weird things. I'm really hoping that Mirage kind of opens up a new opportunity, a new expansion, just like they're hoping that with Mirage, or not Mirage, with Origins, because you could kind of see that they're trying to reset it, bring it back to an original story and then expand from that, and then it didn't really work for that.
Yeah.
So hopefully Mirage does that in a better way.
It looks like they kind of are taking, at least like this is just people kind of this is wait, what? Oh, sorry, that was really tripping me out. In chat, you're like, this is your friend, and completely off topic from Assassin's Creed. Which friend? Be more specific. But I was gonna say, in the trailer for Mirage, they took a lot of things out of the older Assassin's Creeds. I forgot which ones it was, but I know they took a scene for sure from Assassin's Creed 4's trailer. Yeah. If you can, or if I find the video, I'll send it to you. And there's like a side-by-side analysis of the similarities. You're doing it right now, aren't you?
No.
Let me know if you find it. There's a game you might like because it involves medieval stuff. Games called Medieval Dynasty. I've heard of that. I don't know. I'm very picky with games. Also, Zelda has my entire attention now.
Okay, I found it.
Are we watching it?
We are watching it.
All right.
18.
Peggy 18.
BaZz and Don, are you ready to give up who you once thought you were?
I am.
I like that they brought that voice actress.
Yes.
Forgot where
And
she
it looks
is.
so good too. Oh.
Ready to sacrifice everything you held close.
I am.
Are you ready to leave your life behind and walk the path of shadows?
I am.
Yes, cut my finger off, please.
No, that's what I keep forgetting about. It's the sacrifice. Oh no. Yes!
Then out of the
Oh,
dark,
that's so sick.
you will come into the light.
Hopefully some dual wield action from what I see.
Oh, yes. Ooh. The setting looks really cool.
And from the light, you will return to the dark.
Oh, the quality of the stream is really bad.
Yeah, it's not the best. Sorry about that, guys. It's on 720p, which I don't. Oh. There we go.
Never
A little
forget
bit better,
the
maybe.
tenets you have sworn to uphold.
It's okay. It may be Discord's end.
Stay your blade from the flesh of the innocent.
Discord be doing that.
Hide in plain sight.
It's awesome.
Oh yes. See, this is what we've needed.
Like, you're telling me this doesn't give you Ezio vibes?
This gives me huge Ezio vibes. I'll tie it all the way. Ooh.
I hope this game goes good because this trailer is fantastic.
Oh my god.
From this day forward, you are a hidden one.
So that's consistent with their origins. I like that.
Ezio's literal song.
The feather! The feather! Brother! Oh shit. Okay. A little bit of foreshadow there.
Assassin's Creed Mirage, coming 2023.
Oh, we know, baby. Oh, we know.
Trying to think if I could find the video here.
Okay.
Yes, I
I'm not
could.
gonna lie,
Okay.
I had not seen the that trailer until now, and
Here, I'm gonna send you this link,
ready,
and then
ready. Oh, it's this one, huh? All right, bet. YouTube go berserk. Okay, thank you. Turn it on 1080p. Back that up. Share the screen. Dude, I'm so hyped for this. Watching that trailer and then and then the consistencies between origins, and becoming the hidden one, right?
right.
And the feather, just because I'm playing through the first one and that was like such a big symbol of like you confirming your target essentially and setting them free into the afterlife, Oh my gosh. Okay.
You are a hidden one.
I don't know if this might be it. Okay, yeah, it is.
No, it's oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, bravo! What an impressive display. A pity you could not let your father live to see it. As for your mother, once I've dealt with you, I promise I'll give her my full...
I remember this trailer. This is awesome. Leonardo da Vinci made that for him too.
Yes.
So like
Yes.
seeing that is just like, okay, we're getting the same vibes. I'm liking it.
I am even more hyped for this game.
Right?
I cannot express well, I've already expressed my excitement. I cannot contain my my excitement. Oh Lord. I think it comes out in August 2023.
Ooh.
Hey, what's up, Krillionox? How you doing, buddy? Yeah,
Oh.
August 2023. Let me look that up real quick.
I will definitely be picking that up.
Dude, if you can pick up the collector's edition. I mean, I don't know if that's your thing, but like it comes with some really cool stuff.
I don't know, collector's editions, I feel like they've just been dying out. Also, Zerk wanted me to say that there is a game you might like because it involves medieval stuff, and it is called Medieval Dynasty.
Medieval Dynasty. That sounds interesting. I'll definitely check that out. I've played games like Dynasty Warriors. Of course, I'm a huge Total War fan. Those kinds of games. And obviously Assassin's Creed. So
yeah,
I'll definitely check that out. Chivalry 2 has my interest, and the Swords. I have yet to check those kinds of games out. Well, we have officially run our episode's time course.
yes, sir, we have. Well, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and thank you for all the viewers that are watching this on either Spotify or YouTube. If you haven't already, if you're here, drop a like on both of our YouTubes. They'll be posted up on our description, and I will also be posting up our Spotify link. I will send you the Spotify link as well, Don. I don't know if I sent it to you or not.
You sent me the podcast link. I got it.
Perfect. But yeah, so stay tuned. If you ever want to watch it off stream, or if you do want to see it live, then we usually streaming them on Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don, what is that your time?
3 p.m.
3 p.m.
3
Perfect.
p.m. Mountain Time.
So this is my Nindo way, as I am the weeb.
And I am the Don. I don't have my lightsaber, unfortunately.
That's okay. You're the nerd.
I'll just grab this one if I can, just and I'm pretty nerdy, We'll see you guys next one. Like he said, we'll catch you guys on YouTube, Spotify, if you didn't catch us live.
Adios and have a good one.
Bye.